When his spiritual eyes were open, he saw the same location. I want to start by asking you a question. Have you seen your family from the realm of the spirit before? Do you know why you are fifth born? Okay. If you have not seen your family from the realm of the spirit, you don't know your family. You don't know the context and the cycle of warfares that will accrue to every family member. You don't understand the battle. You don't understand the reason why men die before their time. This guy was given the opportunity to see the same location, but with his spiritual senses activated. The first thing he noticed in that location was that it was an angelic stronghold. And if you investigate the oscillatory motion of the angels in that location, you will find that they were ascending and descending. And the reason for that oscillatory motion was because what was responsible for their movement was not in heaven, it was upon the face of the earth. And that was Abraham's altar. Now, if you are still with me, say amen. The dealings that God had with Adam was around trees. His dealing was around the trees. The dealing that God had with Abel was around his sacrifice. The dealing that God had with Noah was around a notice of impending judgment. The dealing that God had with Abraham was around his altars. So if you say Abraham is a man of faith, and then you are also a man of faith, I will need to ask you a question: where are your altars? Because if you don't have altars, there is a deficiency in your faith you may not know now. When you reach the prime of your destiny, that's when you will be caught up in something that only altars can handle. It was Abraham's altars that was responsible for the spirit website that was opened in that location. And there was no way an inheritor of the covenant that his transaction with God had created will not be brought to the same location so that he can understand the length, the dimension of the implication of the covenant that he was carrying. If you are still with me, say amen. Amen. Just stay with me. I'm trying to build. He saw angels ascending and descending. He saw a portal that was secured. And then the supervising personality of his altar of Abraham's altar was standing at the head of the portal. Those are the four things that make up territory. First, if you want to know why a place is the way it is, you need to investigate the altars. How many altars have been put in place and how many spirits have been attracted to become active in that location on the account of the presence of altars? If you don't know that, you cannot change anything. Because it is the altars of Abraham that was responsible for the angelic stronghold. Because the altar was a righteous altar, the spirits that were coming